Knowledge connects us to others, our surroundings, and by utilizing knowledge, a person can have control over their education, as well as absolute control over their lives. Human beings gain power through knowledge when they learn how to control natural forces and employ them for their own advantage. It enables us to survive, thrive, and to adapt to new environments and people whilst offering us true freedom to venture in the world.
All I had heard about them was how poor they were, so that it had become impossible for me to see them as anything else but poor.
Adichie discusses how her perception of the greater world and of others were influenced by the knowledge she could gather from what and who was closest to her, such as her family and her surroundings. Adichie's idea of their houseboy and his family shifted entirely because of the significance of what she had come to learn about them.
So we use our indigenous people's traditional knowledge to get the better resilience to what we need to survive.
The traditional knowledge of Hindus people in Africa is critical because they have learned to observe their surroundings, environment, climate, and ecosystem in which they are existing in. They are nomads who heavily rely on their traditional knowledge to support their lifestyle, find independence, and survive.
A recent study found that nearly 90% of the indigenous population has some form of mercury poisoning, causing severe health complications.
The indigenous people have relied on their knowledge and recent studies to determine the quantity of indigenous populations which are being impacted by water contamination. It is essential to gather knowledge for their people to prevent further health issues and water crisis within the indigenous and non-indigenous communities, as water is a vital resource from their surroundings.
This trail here existed long before Christopher Columbus even set foot on this part of the world. It's probably the oldest in Canada that still exists today. This is the stuff the native people put on. They rub this thing. You got a cut on your hand or something like that, and you just put it on there and it'll heal up and dry it up. The traditional knowledge that was given to me, like all the plants and the way of life and things like that, I still practice that.
Bobby Norwegian shows how local and traditional knowledge informs decision-making on key areas of daily life for Indigenous peoples. Knowledge allows Indigenous people to utilize their resource and surroundings to practice their traditional methods of healing, achieving food security, human and animal health, and education. Drawing from the knowledge of their surroundings enhances their quality of life. The child was an Okbenji, one of those wicked children who, when they died, entered their mother's womb to be born again. In this quote from Things Fall Apart written by Chinua Achebe, Ekwefe would have continued to suffer from multiple miscarriages, and her newborn children would have suffered from a variety of ailments if Okagbu, a well-known medicine man within the Yomofian clan, had not shared his knowledge. Ekwefe discovered a solution to conceive a child who would live a long, healthy life due to Okagbu's support and knowledge, and Azima was born soon thereafter. These are all connected through the theme of knowledge, as they describe how knowledge has given them the ability to observe others and their surroundings to live. Knowledge enriches and enhances your quality of life. It advances growth and development exponentially. Knowledge empowers those who are vulnerable or underprivileged, and it directs our actions in the world. Without accurate knowledge, we cannot succeed in doing what we intend to do. Its correct implementation can lead to a better life and greater success.